here's a cool little Patrick Mahomes. This is a select green. This one's numbered, so that's something that's cool to get. Um, while I'm showing these cards, did you have any questions as far as like, you know, how do you know which the right cards to buy, or you know what I mean, or anything like that?
No, I think you touched on that. I think just like you said, if if you have a hunch, go with your gut. Like, hey, I think this guy's going to blow up. I'm going to buy his card.
Yeah,
If someone's like a backup running back and the starter gets hurt, and you have a bunch of his cards in your stack, you probably want to get those ready to showcase those cards, right?
for example, which reminds me, it brings me to something about purchases and about backups and all that stuff. So I had recently bought these cards.
Jordan Love.
This is a Jordan Love rookie silver, right? And he wasn't really coming off of his best game that he had. Um, so I was live on Whatnot, and that's kind of where I buy my inventory from. That's a good spot to start buying your inventory from. And here's two of them, right? So if you believe if you believe in a player, don't be afraid to invest in them. You know, uh, as long as they're not like on the practice squad. You know, for an NFL team. But one thing I was going to tell you was, here's another angle that you can approach the card market. So last night I was in a Whatnot stream. I was buying some cards just for inventory purposes, just kind of keeping my eyes open to see if there's anything that caught my eye. And there was a player by the name of Kadarius Toney. In the chat, everybody was calling him Stone Hands. People were saying that he had when he was playing on the field, he had his fingers were on backwards. That dude had like butterfingers. He was always dropping passes. So I don't know where he's at. I don't know if he retired. I don't know if he's still in the NFL. But there was a card out of National Treasures, which is a very high-end product. So the seller was like, "Hey, I'm going to run this. You guys, any interest?" And people were like, "Yeah, throw it up. Run it. Start it on auction." So long story short, it was a 1-of-1. It was a rookie. It was out of National Treasures. A 1-of-1 means it's the ultimate super short print because there's only one card. It was a rookie, which is also a good characteristic for a card. It was National Treasures, which is a high-end brand. So it had really good features going for it. The only problem is it's Kadarius Toney, right? Butterfingers.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's currently relevant in the NFL today. However, he did go to college in Florida, and he's a Florida Gator. So here's a little tip. If you know your clients, if you know your regulars, and if you know who's into the Ohio State
I see what you're
Buckeyes,
saying.
who's an alumni of Texas Tech, who PCs Texas Tech players, who PCs Georgia Bulldogs. PC means personally collect. Okay, you're gonna hear that term a lot. PC. It means who do you personally collect? So if you have people that PC like certain, like Michigan, where Brady went, for example, you got Nico Collins, the wide receiver for the Texans. So Kadarius Toney was a Florida Gator, and I have a lot of people asking me for Florida Gator cards, right? Players. He was a beast in college. Anybody think, and this is how I think. Anybody who went to the Florida Gator games back in the day and seen Kadarius Toney ball out, set records, and just like
Yeah.
killed it. They're gonna, just like me when I was a young kid collecting sports cards with my family at the sports card conventions. I'm gonna have memories of that, right? So like the Kevin Mitchells in the '87 tops, the Barry Bonds in the '87 tops, the '89 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie, the Jose Canseco, the Trophy Cup '87 tops, the Mark McGwire rookie with the grit,
Yep.
the bright green Mark McGwire shirts. All those are gonna be special to me,
Mm.
right? And so Kadarius Toney could play a part in a special memory for somebody that's a Florida Gator fan.
Yeah, I mean, somebody could have his jersey on the wall, and then they're like, "Hey, I want to get my dad as a Christmas present. I'm gonna get them a 1-on-1 card." Right?
Exactly.
That's a good way of thinking.
And you may have the missing link to what they're trying to do for a Christmas present, right?
Mhm.